You're here to say, guests
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Blake, and I am the president of Middle Georgia State College. And I welcome you this afternoon to these commencement exercises. It is a distinct honor and a personal pleasure to welcome you, our students, the final candidates graduating from Middle Georgia State College. And I also welcome our faculty, staff, parents, relatives, families, guests, and dignitaries to these 2015 commencement exercises. Today, as we did last year, we are holding two graduation ceremonies. One took place this morning, and now we gather again this afternoon. The proceedings are exactly the same for both ceremonies, only the honorees and their families change. With more than 1,250 students graduating this year, we wanted to retain the many elements of commencement that make it such a significant and meaningful event, while also keeping the ceremony to a manageable time. Today, we mark the end of a formal education journey for some students, seeking now to enter the workplace and embark on a new career. Or this may be the next step in some students' formal education, moving on in their careers and potentially onto another advanced degree. Whatever the circumstances, today we have in common that this is commencement, a new beginning and an important occasion in your lives that you will remember for many, many years to come. Now, candidates, you have had a lot of assistance and support getting to this place. That support has come from within the organization, from the faculty and the staff and the administration. But as importantly, it has come from your family, your friends, and your loved ones, and those in the community that you count as your friends. So I ask the class of 2015 to honor all of those that have helped you by doing this. Candidates, would you please rise and give a round of applause to all of the people that helped you get here? Please stand and applaud them. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask everybody to stand and for the singing of our national anthem, which is brought to us by Dr. Rebecca Lanning, Associate Professor of Music in the College of Arts and Sciences, and she will be accompanied by the Middle Georgia State College Band of Knights under the direction of Dr. Alan Clark.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the wreckage we go, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does not the thing would saving it wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Dr. Lanning, Dr. Clark, and our Middle Georgia Band of Knights. Please be seated again. This year, for the first time, Middle Georgia State College awarded a diploma posthumously, and it was awarded this morning. This is a tradition that began with our preceding institutions. This morning we honored Philomena McWilliams, who passed away earlier this year after she had completed her Bachelor of Science degree in December 2014. And at that ceremony this morning, her three young daughters, I may add, received the diploma on her behalf. I ask you at this time to observe a moment of silence to remember her and also any other loved ones that we have lost this year. Please join me in silence. Thank you. Students, there is one other significant group that has supported you and enriched you in your educational experience other than the faculty and the staff. The Middle Georgia State College Foundation, represented here today by Mr. Michael Parkinson, who is not only a trustee of the foundation, but also an alumnus of this institution. He graduated from what was then Macon State College in 2002. His continued involvement and support of our students sets a wonderful example of our soon-to-be alumni. The Middle Georgia State Foundation strives to improve the lives of people in Central Georgia by enabling our students, faculty, and staff to achieve all extraordinary results. Some of our graduates have benefited from foundation scholarships. Many of our graduates have participated in foundation-sponsored academic programs and activities, and all of you have studied in modern classrooms and labs and libraries outfitted in part with foundation-funded equipment and technology. Mr. Parkinson, we deeply appreciate your involvement in Middle Georgia State as an alumnus and the generosity of you and its foundation. Thank you for your leadership. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael Parkinson.
Good afternoon, and welcome to a proud day in each of your lives and in the history of Middle Georgia State College. I represent the Middle Georgia State College Foundation, which is a private, not-for-profit organization committed to stewardship, integrity, excellence, philanthropy, education, and advocacy on behalf of this institution. The Foundation's Board of Trustees is made up of civic and business leaders from throughout Middle Georgia who recognize that this institution is one of the region's most valuable assets. We are committed to changing lives by helping Middle Georgia State achieve extraordinary results. As President Blake summarized, the Foundation supports Middle Georgia State's mission by raising, investing, and distributing private dollars to help fund scholarships, classroom and campus enhancements, faculty programs, staff initiatives, capital needs, and collaborative community projects. As an alumnus of this institution, I can tell you from experience that the degree you receive today has tremendous value. It broadcasts to the world that you can finish what you start, that you are intellectually curious, and that you want to succeed. I can also tell you from experience that whatever name this institution bore when you started here or when you leave here is not nearly as important as the values its alumni embody. When you return, perhaps for graduate school or at the very least homecoming this fall, you will find a university that has been built on the reputation of graduates like yourselves and the faculty and staff that guided you on your journey. Just as your success today here reflects on your family and your community, so will your success going forward reflect on Middle Georgia State. Whether an accomplishment belongs to you or to the classmate sitting next to you, or to one of the thousands of us who has graduated from a predecessor institution dating back to 1884, or to a future graduate of Middle Georgia State University, each time we succeed at something, individually or collectively, we all make an impression as Middle Georgia Knights. Already, with your involvement in our first Reunion Zero, the class of 2015 is investing in the future of Middle Georgia State, and for that, I thank you. I encourage you to remain connected. The friendships you made here and the network you will continue to form with fellow alumni of Middle Georgia State are worth your time. Stay in touch with us, support the work of the Foundation, and encourage and mentor the generation of students who will follow in your footsteps. On behalf of my fellow members of the Foundation's Board of Trustees, I congratulate you, and I proudly welcome you into the community of Middle Georgia State alumni.
Thank you, Michael. Each year, our Student Honors, Awards, and Graduation Committee, with the approval of the President, designates one student from the senior class as the President's Scholar. The student chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and community service activities, and must demonstrate characteristics indicating the promise of a very successful future. The individual selected to represent the senior class of 2015 embodies every quality we look for in our President's Scholar. Nadine Julia Epperson of Kathleen, Georgia, represents the senior class of 2015 and graduates summa cum laude with a 3.97 GPA. An honors program graduate, Ms. Epperson is receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree in New Media and Communications. She was a leader on our campus where she served as editor-in-chief of the Statement student newspaper at Middle Georgia State for 2 years. Off campus, she taught ballet and tap to girls ages 4 to 12 and volunteers at her church. In 2014, she received the award for Outstanding Academic Excellence in New Media and Communications, presented by the Department of Media, Culture and the Arts faculty. She is currently a marketing intern for Windshape Camps in Metro Atlanta, and this fall she will transition to the position of Restaurant Marketing Director for Chick-fil-A in Atlanta. Nadine's sister, Eileen Eleanor Epperson, is also an honors program graduate, earning her Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Special Education summa cum laude, and she received her diploma this morning. So Nadine's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Epperson, certainly have a lot to be proud of today. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Middle Georgia State College President's Scholar for the class of 2015, Miss Nadine Epperson.
Good afternoon. I want to open today with the words of a well-known author, one with whom I am sure you are all familiar, Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one to decide where to go. Today is your day. The people who are surrounding us here are here to celebrate us and what we've accomplished at Middle Georgia State. But today is also a terrifying day. Ever since we started school as children, the next step in life has always been clearly marked for us. We were students from elementary through high school, and then at some point, we all ended up in college. In college, we had course catalogs and advisors to tell us how to get the degree we chose, and a syllabus in each class to tell us how we could pass that class so we could get that degree, so that we could get started on our future. Well, now we have arrived at our future, and there is no course catalog, no advisors, and no syllabus to tell us how to succeed. As Dr. Seuss says, you are the one who will decide where to go. This is both liberating and daunting. Your mom, your best friend, or every motivational meme you've ever seen has told you that you can be anything you want to be. Well, I believe that we can only be anything we want to be if we're willing to do the things that we really don't want to do. There are a lot of things we don't want to do, but when we get down to the core of things, I think most of us really don't want to fail. We don't want to fail, and we don't want to be alone. Yet anyone who has met with success, including Dr. Seuss in his famous book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, has told us that this is to be expected no matter how you start your journey. There are going to be great moments in life and plenty of not so great ones. This is a great one. When I graduated high school in 2010, what was then Macon State College was not my first choice. I wanted to leave home, but the Lord had a different plan for me. His provision through this school blessed me with wonderful community and experiences. My 4 years at Middle Georgia State College contained some of my best moments. This school allowed me to explore my capabilities and put them to use both academically and also through extracurriculars like the student newspaper. In a school with roughly 8,000 students, my professors and faculty advisors made me feel like I was important. My contributions meant something to them, and they were invested in my future. Middle Georgia State prepared us for success, but they also prepared us to handle failure. As Dr. Seuss says, wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. Our school promised us an opportunity for a future, and it delivered. But there is no guarantee against failure. If anything, we are guaranteed to fail at some point. We've all experienced failure already at some point as a student. We have all failed a test because we didn't read the directions, or struggled to navigate D2L and couldn't find an assignment, or missed a class because we slept too late, or had illnesses or family emergencies that threatened to derail us. Failure happens even when you study. Dr. Seuss has one last piece of wisdom to share with us as we venture out. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win because you'll play against you. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that will scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, on and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. The unfortunate fact of life is that we are going to be alone sometimes. It's part of life, and it's something that we should expect. I hope for all of you, though, that those times are few and far between. We are surrounded today by people who are here to celebrate and love and support us. Today, I am celebrated by my incredibly wise and intelligent parents who dedicated their time and resources to homeschooling my sister and me all the way through high school. To them, I am thankful for laying a solid foundation that I was able to build upon at this school. My sister, Eileen, who also graduated today, has been my rock and my partner through everything, and I owe so much of who I am to who she is. The people who are here with us today are probably the ones who won't be going anywhere no matter what happens to us. They have stood by us throughout our college years, and they will stand with us as we venture out on our own. We will fail, and we will be alone, but let's not be afraid. The world may be a scary place, but we can't let that keep us from changing it. Instead, let that give us humility and respect for each other as we go through this together. On and on we will hike, and we will hike far. Middle Georgia State welcomed us in with open arms, and I have been blessed by countless individuals at this school. Dr. Keith, Dr. Cantwell, Dr. Rigoli, Professor Ward, Dr. Lucas, and many others have made a profound difference in my life. My experience as editor-in-chief allowed me to gain leadership experience, meet incredible people, and learn valuable skills that are already proving their worth in my professional life. I can summarize my experience here by saying that I am proud to be a graduate of Middle Georgia State College. I don't know if you realize this, but today is not just an auspicious occasion for us, it is also an auspicious occasion for this school. Today marks the end of our time as students and the beginning of our future as professionals and alumni contributing to the world we live in. As we are graduating from students to professionals, this school is also graduating from a college to a university. Years from now, we can look back with pride in knowing that we helped to build a public university in Middle Georgia, a region that many of us call home. This is no ordinary graduating class. There has never been a class like us before, and there will never be a class like us again. We are the final graduating class of Middle Georgia State College. So congratulations, class of 2015. Let's continue to stand for greatness as we start this new chapter in our lives.
Thank you, Nadine, for those wonderful words on behalf of the graduating class of 2015. And in appreciation, will you please receive this gift on behalf of the class as the President's Scholar for 2015. Nadine.
Thank you so much.
Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce a person, a distinguished guest, a leading citizen, and someone that I count as an inspiring friend. I'm going to introduce our 2015 commencement speaker. U.S. Air Force Brigadier General Cedric D. George. We are thrilled to welcome General George back to Middle Georgia. A former commander of the Warner Robins Air Logistics Complex, General George now serves as the Deputy Director of Resource Integration at USAF headquarters in Washington, D.C. He is responsible for the planning, programming, and budgeting of weapons systems, sustainment, equipment, logistics, and installations. General George joined the U.S. Air Force in 1987 as a graduate of Norwich University's ROTC program. Like many of you have done, and I hope most will continue to do so, he furthered his formal education even as he began and advanced in his military career. General George earned a Master of Science in Management from Troy State University in Alabama early in his career while serving as a project engineer at Hanscom Air Force Base in Massachusetts. He has held key leadership positions at the Wing, Major Command, and Air Staff levels, and has served at the Pentagon and Air Force bases in Massachusetts, New Mexico, Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, Hawaii, Oklahoma, Turkey, and Japan. Among General George's many decorations are the Air Force Meritorious Service Medal with 4 oak leaf clusters and the Legion of Merit with 1 oak leaf cluster. He was named the 2014 USAF Stars and Stripes Black Engineer of the Year. It gives me great personal pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker to address the final candidates for graduation at Middle Georgia State College, General Cedric D. George.
So good afternoon. I know that we are streaming live online, and I know that there are people on Twitter, and I want to say good afternoon to you. Dr. Blake, thanks for that warm introduction. What he failed to tell you is that I am an adopted son of Georgia. During my time at the command of the complex, I fell in love with Georgia, but more importantly, fell in love with the heart of Georgia right here in Middle Georgia. Deeply patriotic community, faith-centered, just good old-fashioned good folk. And I'm glad to be back here. Any chance I get an opportunity to come home, I will do that. And so I thank you for that opportunity. Would you please allow me to start by thanking all of the folks who contributed in making this ceremony what it is today as we sit in this wonderful arrangement here. I know that it looks like, and we sometimes think these things magically come together. That's simply not the case. You know better. When you look at the attention to detail that brought about this afternoon, the Middle Georgia State team has made this happen. Can you join me in giving them a round of applause as we get ready to move to awarding those outstanding diplomas that these graduates have worked so hard to earn? Dr. Blake, sir, thank you again for this invitation and the opportunity to just share a few nuggets with this new class of leaders who are about ready to do great and magnificent things. I want to thank members of the faculty, some on the stage here. If you look to your flanks, left and right, they are sitting out among you. They are still shoring you up, graduates, as you get ready to make this final transition through candidacy into graduation from this distinguished university. Faculty, let me thank you. As I look at all of the regalia, I have flashbacks quite candidly. I still remember Professor Wallace, who gave me a smacking total grade of, excuse me, let me say it differently. I earned a smacking total grade of 34 on one of my exams. And to the point that was raised earlier by Nadine, our professors, they challenge us. They give us subtle messages like good enough is not good enough. If you want to continue to be excellent, you're going to have to push yourself. And I thank you, faculty. You understand. You have supported these students, but not only these students, all the students that you have worked with throughout the years. I want to thank you. You understand the fruits of your labor, your students. While they've done great things today, they're going to do even greater things in the future. And so we thank you for your work. Let me spend a few moments to say welcome to the family members. For those that are watching or streaming online, we are in the Coliseum and it is packed. We are surrounded by family and friends. Some of them have come from right around the corner. Others have come from all over the world. The day, I tell you, family and friends would not be the same without you being here. We want to thank you for being here today. If you can't tell, we are proud of these graduates. What do you think? We're absolutely proud of them. I want to take a moment and recognize those who've invested so much in these graduates. You know who I'm talking about. These are the parents, right? The proud parents of these graduates. Each of them, if we pass this microphone around, each of them could tell story after story of what it took for their children to make this journey. You would talk about highs and lows, but you and your children, you and your child, you hung in there. And today we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work. It's graduation, graduates. What do you think? Now listen, we're not at a funeral now, so y'all gonna have to get it up. I don't want to get started. I don't want to get anything started this afternoon, but the 10 o'clock crowd, they were on fire. Now they told me you guys had an extra couple hours of sleep, so you better get your giddy up on, huh? All right, now I just used a phrase that's probably not well known here in Middle Georgia State College. I said hua. Hua. Some of you know, so let me do one last snippet of education at this venue. It's military term HUA, H-U-A, heard, understood, acknowledged. When the mission's on, you don't have time to do all that, yes sir, yes sir, yes sergeant. It's HUA. HUA? And there you go. And finally to Nadine Epperson, our president, scholar, and to the class of 2015, thank you for giving us a reason to be here. And thanks for that sound off of HUA. HUA? Grads, let me brag on you. This is a big deal. You are a big deal. Everything that we are doing this afternoon is because of you. So when you come across the stage this afternoon, you have the right to have a little swagger in your step. You can walk tall, your chest's gonna be out. We're not gonna talk about you. You can have your chin up. You can do what is necessary to celebrate. We don't have time to pass the mic around to you to talk about those times when you were worried about whether you would get through this exam or whether you get this paper done. You did it. And I tell you, we're proud of you. This is a culmination of hard work and sacrifice and dedication, day in, day out, and we don't want to miss a moment in celebrating what you have done, and by the way, what you will do as you continue to do great things for this community, for our nation. I honored your parents a few minutes ago. I want to honor you because you stayed the course. You did not quit. And so if you get mad at me for slowing down and bragging on you, come see me afterwards. Huh? Give yourselves a round of applause. Just one more round of applause. You certainly deserve it. We're going to get to those degrees very soon, I promise you, but before we set you loose, Michael started it, Nadine continued, Dr. Blake flew over all of it. We really want to make sure we give you just a couple of more learning points as we turn this raw power, all of this intellectual energy over to our society. I want to plant in your mind just a few seeds for your consideration. You have literally finished this race. And I want this to sink in for a few moments. You finished this race. You've learned so much about yourselves. You've learned so much about others in running this race, but you will run more races. You will run longer races, races with higher stakes that affect not just you, they'll affect your family, your friends, your community, and even this entire world. The potential you represent sitting here is phenomenal. So while I want to celebrate today, I want you to revel in this moment. I want you to be thinking about that next race. So let me take a few minutes to tell you about some things that I think if I would capture the wisdom of the veterans and the civic and business community leaders and the academic leaders, let me give you a few things that I think I would pass along to you. I would simply tell you, if you were hoping to hear a formula for success, I would simply tell you this: there is no formula for success. Instead, what I want to offer you is 3 winning life lessons that I'm learning in my servant leader journey that I'm on, and I'm pleased to be a part of. Even as I'm speaking to you, I'm learning about you and learning from you. I want to offer 3 points to you. Here's the first. It's consistent with one of your core values, right? Here it is. Commit to lifelong learning. Commit to lifelong learning. When I sat in your chair 26 years ago, I was walking tall too across the stage. I felt like I had arrived, but when I look back at that time, I only realize now that I had just scratched the surface of what this learning thing is all about. What I didn't realize is that to be successful throughout your life, you can never stop learning. What I have learned to do is ask myself 2 questions. They're seemingly simple questions, at least one time a year. I want you, if you wouldn't mind with me, graduates, actually you're candidates officially until we graduate you. I would ask you to repeat these 2 questions that I ask myself in this spirit of continuous learning. Here's the first question. Would you repeat after me? What about me must change? So let me offer to you that that's a tough question. What about me must change? It starts with those things that pull you away from your dreams and goals, those things that suck away life from you and others, those things that don't move you forward, they keep you standing still. You know those. You've learned some of them already in your time here at Middle Georgia State College. So the question, what about me must change, is an important one. Let me ask the second question. Would you repeat after me? What about me must stay the same? You know what these are, right? These are the things that allow you to meet your dreams and goals. They allow you to move forward like you've done today. And they bring life to you and everybody you're around. What about me must stay the same? What about me must change? I would ask you to make that a lifelong set of 2 questions that you ask yourself every year at least. And get away from the text, get away from things and ask yourself, reflect on it. Learning and lifelong learners have the ability to ask this question of themselves, to answer it, to change the behavior, and to grow. And I believe this class of 2015 already has the DNA to do that. So now listen, I know some of you are going, lifelong learning? Really? Why can't we just enjoy the day? We're going to let you enjoy the day, maybe even tomorrow, but I want you to burn this into your life. You look around this set of candidates, you have those who are just getting started, those who have come back to school, all walks of life. You understand lifelong learning, so you don't need to have me tell you that, but I want to reinforce that that is something you have to make a habit of yours. The second point I would offer for your consideration is invest in your community. That's one of your stewards as well, and one of your core values of stewardship is captured there. Class of 2015, you have shown an unwavering commitment to Middle Georgia State College over the years. You have supported each other, helped each other through finals, cheered each other on in competition. You have kept each other informed, challenged one another's thinking, and helped make the school better through societies, through newspapers, through focus groups, and student government. And I know some of you are probably thinking, wow, what am I going to do without my friends, my clubs, my classes? I have great news for you. You don't have to do without it. It just won't be quite as easy. You'll have to work a little harder to find like-minded individuals. You won't have them all around you. They won't be within a few mile radius. They won't come with a handy title like Gaming Club or Middle Georgia State College Government Association. You may have to organize your own interest groups, but you've got to do it. You must carry this sense of community that you feel right now forward. And as you leave the halls of this great institution, I promise you, you won't remember what you scored on your last exam. I hope you don't. You will, however, remember the things you did to leave this place better than you found it. You'll remember the things you did to improve your campus, your community, and the things you did to help each other along the journey. We all have a responsibility. We have a privilege to pay it forward. So I'd ask you to take these passions that you developed here, reinvest them into the communities that you're going into. The third and final point, because I want to get you to these degrees, I want you to leave your legacy. Class of 2015, what do you want to be remembered for? You already have an incredible legacy in that you'll be the last class graduating under the banner of Middle Georgia State College. Whoa? Oh, you guys, is it too warm in here? You want me to get up and have you run some laps? It is warm in here, so let me get to my close. You are an incredible group. You have done incredible things. Some of you have time and talents and treasures and things that you are aware of. Others are just beginning to discover them. I want you to lean into those talents to help people to be better. I want you to live your values. You've done that already. I want you to stand up for what you believe in. I want you to make a difference. And what I mean by making a difference is one small act at a time. You're on this journey. It's been an incredible journey so far, but it's just beginning. You have so much ahead of you, and you have so much that we expect of you. And in just a few minutes, I want you to be proud of those diplomas that you're going to get. But let me ask another question for your consideration. You understand hard work. What would happen if those diplomas, would they mean anything if they were just given to anybody that wanted one? They wouldn't mean anything. But you've earned it. And I'm so proud of what you've done. I want you to be intentional about the things that you are doing for this community, for this nation. I want you to be intentional about the things you do as you move on. So class of 2015, I want to thank you for all the hard work that got you here today. I want to thank you for your commitment to live out your legacy, to pay forward by giving back to the community like your parents, like your friends, like the faculty have done for you. And I want to thank you in advance for always committing to be lifelong learners. If you do those things, if you do those three things, I guarantee you your life will be a life well spent. I guarantee it'll be a hang of a lot more exciting and fun and not as boring. And you'll have a blast along the way, and you will make a difference. Class of 2015, congratulations on a job well done. I would tell you that we see you sitting here, and while we're so proud of you, you have so much more to give, and we are thrilled as we begin to celebrate with you. I will tell you one thing that we expect of you. Your future will be awesome. Congratulations to you.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Marty Venn, Provost at Middle Georgia State College. On behalf of the faculty of Middle Georgia State College, it is my honor to congratulate the class of 2015 on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition of your academic accomplishments. So we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. And at this time, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates are President Blake, the academic deans, our registrar, Ms. Brenda Hogan, and our VP of Student Affairs, Ms. Jennifer Brannon.
Candidates for degrees from the School of Aviation, please come forward to receive congratulations from Mr. Clark, Dr. Venn, and President Blake. Come on down. Please come forward. The Associate of Applied Science, Taylor Danielle Ferguson. Larry Babb. Thomas Allen Easton. A two-year certificate, Blake Stinson. The Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Ricardo Estelero II. Chance O'Neill Bridges. Jesus David Sabalos. Stephen Anthony DeVenis. Samantha Rochelle Edelstein. Andrew A. Arola Rebelato, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Megan M. Fontaine, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Tina J. Foskey. Devin Felix Alexander Garland. Benjamin Levan Griffith. Jontavius K. Hammond. Anthony C. Irving, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Joseph K. Pulliam, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jesse Destin Thomas. Ryan Thorne, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Keelan Kyrie Williams. Jasmine D. Goolsby, the Associate of Science. Ryan Aaron Niedermeyer. Bachelor of Science, Clifford Appleman, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Kyle Andrew Collins. Alan Blythe Dant. Thomas A. Jeffreyon. Marcel Malik Graham. Logan Michael Grismala. Ryan Scott Koshish, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Christian Beck Keist. Adrian LeBlanc, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Stephen A. MacArthur, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. The Bachelor of Science and an Associate of Applied Science, Janet I. McCartney, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. The Bachelor of Science, Abigail Sanders, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Alexander D. Shakur, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Jordan Tommy, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Seth C. Wheeler. James Thomas Wiseman. Nolan J. Murphy, Associate of Applied Science. Candidates for degrees from the School of Business, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Titus, Dr. Venn, and President Blake. Crystal H. Abney, Bachelor of Science. Hayden A. Adams. Christina Jeanette Adkins. Diamond S. Armour. Marie August. To the Bachelor of Science and Associate of Science, Richard Braxton Asbell. The Bachelor of Science, Henri Quanterica Bacon. Gloria Lakeisha Balcom. Caitlin Joy Barlow. Karen S. Bass. Aaron J. Blackwell, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jennifer Monique Bonner. Angela Michelle Bowen. Robert Brown. Cody M. Busby. Stephen Michael Butler, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jacoby Baron Butts. Caitlin Brooke Calhoun. Brighton E. Camacho. Richard Thomas Steelman Causey. Ariana Bernice Cervantes. Cynthia Marine Cervisi. Amanda E. Quat. Caleb Lee Clark, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Anthony L. Coffey. Cindy Renee Corson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Damon J. Kuller. Eric Clifton Davis. Amanda Marie Duke. Erin Brooke Epps. Jamisha K. Fluellen. Aldrea Freeman. Demi Marcia Gibson. Catherine Jordan Glosser. Christina D. Hall, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Tyrell James Hamby, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Erlicia Chardona Harrison. Philip George Harvey. Tyler Niles Harvey, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Sheree A. Hicks. Kimberly Renee Hipple, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. John Duane Holderbaugh, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Whitney Nicole Holman. Chanel Vache Holt. Alan Lewis Hoppy, Jr. Michael Anthony Huff. Shonda Latrell Jackson. Sharita Michelle Jenkins. Colette Simone Jordan. Colette L. Johnson. Chelsea Monique Joseph. Shanice King. Haley Callista Knight. Carolyn Wright Lamar. Ashton M. Lee. Brian Lee Lawley. Claudette Marie McNeil. Elijah Maurice. The Bachelor of Science and Associate of Science, Dominique Jamal McKinney. Sonny James McLeod, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Wanda Jean McNair. Victoria Ann Myers. Carolyn Heather Michael. Melissa Diane Miller. Crystal Lynn Moran. Macy Moss. Dustin James Nico. Matthew Blake Nico. Bon Scott Oakes. Mustafa Soa Osekre. Stephen Bradford Person, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Greg Perkle, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Daniel Pitts. The Bachelor of Science and Associate of Science, Erica K. Quick. Mia, right? Mia Raines. Reader. Pamela Jean Reeder. William Matthew Reed, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jessica Danielle Renfro. Yvette Nicole Robertson. Julian Alexander Robinson. Stephanie Nicole Russell, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Benjamin James Satterfield. Kamkit C. Shompo. Contrail Sims. Shakendra Latrell Sinclair, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Brandon Michael Spivey. Bryce Holloway Stallworth. The Bachelor of Science and an Associate of Science, John Daniel Stewart. Laura P. Strother. Philip Carter Swicegood. Erica Shanta Taylor. Lanelle Taekwon Thompson. Tamisha Danae Thorpe. Jamie Denise Tripp. Christopher Michael Upchurch. Kathleen Patrice Waits, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Ashley Latrice Whitehead. Jarvis Rashad Williams. Lindsay Pauline Williamson, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Sarah Virginia Wilson. Antonio Thaddeus Wooten. Lakeisha Nicole Blash, the Associate of Science. Justin B. Boone. Taylor L. Brantley. Sharoni Denelli. Deidre Daphne Davis, Dean's List Scholar. Tomorrow Lynette Day. Carrie Janice Gamble. Latrina Tashay Hill. Gina Renee Durham. Landon Chase Hutchison. Catherine Jillian Providence. Tia D. Roberts. Tina Louise St. Peter. Keandra Aaliyah Thomas, Dean's List Scholar. Whitney Lee Tisdale. Yashani Charvet Tolles. Joanna B. Weber. You may be seated. We have a quick announcement. Whoever drove a vehicle registered to Erlene Stewart Thomas, please report to the lobby. Thank you. Candidates for degree from the School of Health Sciences, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dr. Corvey, Dr. Venn, and President Blake. Bachelor of Science, Amanda Marlene Bailey. Khalil Blunt. April Michelle Borders. Donna Marie Carter, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Adriana Janae Coleman. Kiera Larice Colton. Brandy L. Cox. Stephanie Daly. Kiera Shantae Dorsey. Kenyatta Minesha Edwards. Trisha Lorraine Finley. Jessica Adrienne Fisher, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Alexis S. Fitzgerald. Alexandria Elizabeth Geraldson. Kobe Elaine Gillum. Takara Nicole Gore. Brittany Michelle Hancock. Kayla Katrina Harper. Sydney Hathorn, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Brooklyn Paige Hilly, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Michelle L. Horton, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Erica Danielle Hudgens. John Chigozie Imabi, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jerry Ray Irby. Faith Jenkins, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jalisa Chanel Kemp Brazil. Samantha Kylene Lezot. George Nisha Janelle Maddox. Melissa K. McUmber. Melanie Michelle Meadows. Christine Elizabeth Moore. Daiquiri Monique Mullins, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Christiana Onoti Okipo. Corey Jane Patterson. Beverly Pause. Jennifer Nicole Pierce. Terry Lorenzo Primus. Rosalind DeLeon Rodriguez. Jasmine Chanterelle Stewart. Portia Chantel Stewart. Kayla Christine Teisler. Amanda Sue Tarpley. Lindsay Blaylock Vowell, President's List Scholar. Lisa M. Waters. With the Bachelor of Science and the Associate of Science, Raisha Monique Watkins. Astoria D. West. Taquanda Winbush, Dean's List Scholar. For the bachelor's degree in nursing, Benjamin Dale Allen. Courtney Elizabeth Avery. Lauren Marie Bacon. Devaney Kathleen Baker. Kristen Deanna Begley. Megan S. Bennett, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Tanner Maddox Bernard. Jacob Robert Branch. Melissa Domini Branch. Allison Lee Bryant. Haley Nicole Dobson. Alyssa Marie Dunn, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Angela Lee Eubanks. With the Bachelor of Science in Nursing and an Associate of Arts, Taylor Lee Fenimore. April Judith Flagg, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Alden Alexandria Foster. Jasmine Janae Franklin. Kaylee Glenn Glidewell. Sarah Hips Gradwell. Catherine Heron. Catherine Davis Hicks. Jessica Lorraine Holloway. Danielle K. Holmes. Octavia Howard. Aaron Lee Howe, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Casey Jane Karika. Jennifer Rebecca Knight Rains. Angelique Lestage, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Alyssa Megan Laughlin, Dean's List Scholar. Kelsey Lee Lucas, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Charles Andrew McKelvin. Jennifer McLeod, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jennifer Ann McWilliams. Shaquina Chantel Missick. Jarrett Daniel Mitchell. Melanie Story Moncrief, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Megan Lynn Moody, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Tao Wynn. N.K. Chia Obata. Danielle Nicole O'Farrell, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Carol Rulin Oswald, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Dawn Estelle Pritchard. Hannah Jean Reynolds. Stephanie Faye Rockmore. LaPrecious Monet Sanders. Elizabeth Laura Saunders, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Zeke Shofi, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Brindy Brown Smith, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Laurel Lentz Spires. Sydney Lynn Stolp, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Taylor Daniel Taylor. Aaron Michael Tomberlin, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Sarah Caitlin Walker. Erica Lynn Walton. India Shantia Williams, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Marcus Dejan Williams. Jessica Renee Williamson. Cody Allen Yoder. The Associate of Science in Nursing, Felika Tamiko Adams Chapman. Ashley Morgan Bailey. Janie K. Barnes. Rosetta Basley. Maureen Laura Baumgren. Cassidy Aaron Kennedy. Ashley Daniels Carr. Krista Suzanne Chasteen. Shayla Lorraine Edwards. Kayla Brooke Ennis. Cody Matthew Evans. Stephanie Ford. Joshua Shane Fountain. Elizabeth Brooke Freeman. Brooke Geiger. Crystal Candy Gilbert. Ben Kyle Gray. Ciara Nicole Hearn. Katie Amelia Herring. Kelly Jones Holt. Natasha Johnson. Melissa Elizabeth Jones. Teresa Jamie Labont. Katie Laporta. Rebecca Denise Lowry. Kimber Lyles. Stacy Marie Martin. Lois Amandela Awetu Mitchell. Tammy Michelle Morris. Austin Obina Ogechukwu Wokei. Amanda Jane Quinones. Ashley May Rivers. Carrie Thompson Roberts. Fatima Olusolo Salami. Faiza I. Samatar. Joey D. Smith. Justin Stout. Ashley Ton Taylor. Lauren Alexis Thigpen. Natalie Elaine Vaughn. Alexandria Marie Benji. Sarah Elizabeth Weaver. Hannah Maria Wooten. The Associate of Science and Occupational Therapy Assistant, Catherine R. Cooey. Laura Dawson. Amanda Edie. Lauren Elizabeth Finney. Amber Delane Harden. Tiffany Johnson, Dean's List Scholar. Catherine Davis Kerper. Krista L. King. Brittany Melanie Lamp, President's List Scholar. Saida Ricks. Donzalia Louise Sams. Lacey Colleen Stewart. Jordan Danielle Tanner. Kiara G. Tukes. Cherry Simone Walker. Thawana L. Martin, Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy. Martins C. Nuwaje. Coralia Odio, President's List Scholar. Charsley Sherelle Barbie, Associate of Science in Respiratory Therapy. Courtney Lee Christmas. Desiree Sarita Hall. Jessica Lynn Hicks. Crystal Ree Hopper. Melissa Ann Coute, Dean's List Scholar. Joshua Tyler Martin. Gabriella Mena. Brandy Nicole Shirley. With the Associate of Science in Psychology, Jessica Blash.
Will all the degree candidates please stand? President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer degrees upon them. Thank you.
Okay, this is the big moment. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued with all the rights and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, graduates. Okay. Graduates, you have now earned an additional right. Signifying your passage from being a candidate for graduation to that of actually being a graduate, we're going to do a little ceremony which moves this thing on the side of your hat called a tassel. Don't do it just yet, just hold on. But at the moment, you see it's on this side of my hat. In a minute, yours at the moment's like this, and it's going to go like that. You don't have to move your hat, you're going to move the tassel. But this is how we're going to do it. The front row, in a minute, I will ask you to take, just the front row, to take your tassel and move it to the left side of your hat. Would you then turn around, do that to the person behind you, you sit down, the row behind you then turns around and does it to the row behind them. A bit like the Mexican wave in soccer, okay? We're doing that. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, front row, off you go. Did they get that? Okay. Last one standing. Congratulations. Okay. A few final words to our newest graduates. Our faculty and staff have sought to bring out and encourage the very best in you. Some of you will be coming back, we hope, to Middle Georgia State College to continue your education now that we have graduate programs. But no matter where you go, you will always be our alumni, and you will always be sons and daughters of Middle Georgia State. This is a special and enduring relationship, and we will always have pride in your success. I have one very important request of you, that you share your knowledge and wisdom with those that you love, with the communities that you serve, and in the professions you enter. Learning is not just for ourselves, but is for others as well. As educated individuals, it is your responsibility to help those you care for and those you live with to appreciate the value of going to college, becoming educated, and earning a degree. We live in a world that desperately needs wisdom and education. Your degrees are granted for you to empower not only yourselves, but for the common good. Throughout this ceremony, we have been talking about transitions, both yours at this pivotal time in your lives and Middle Georgia State's as an institution. It is my great pleasure now, for the first time at commencement, to introduce our new alma mater. a tradition that will continue in our years to come as a state university. Would you please stand and join in the singing of our alma mater, Knights of Truth and Justice, led by Dr. Rebecca Lanning. Please be seated momentarily. And we come now to the conclusion of our commencement exercise. As President, I wish to extend my deepest thanks to General Cedric George. Cedric, your words were inspirational. We will remember them, and we thank you for honoring us with your presence today. I also thank Trustee Michael Parkinson for helping us understand that as you become alumni, we ask you to continue to support and help the future generations. Pay it forward like Michael has done. Thank you, Michael. As General George said, these types of events don't just happen. There has been months and months of preparation. And I know that I will omit some groups, but I wish to extend my appreciation on behalf of the faculty and staff administration to all who have worked. Today, we have had thousands come and go because of the diligence of our police force working to ensure our security. We have had this facility set up for the last 2 days because of our facilities staff, because of our custodial staff. We've had catering provided for those who have been in both ceremonies this morning and this afternoon. We have had our staff and our faculty help. And we have been ably led by a commencement committee for several months in preparing for this event. Let us thank all those people that have made this happen today. I thank you. And finally, I extend to you, our new alumni, our graduates today, I extend my best wishes as you prepare to enter the next phase of your life. We are grateful that in a wonderful nation that has over 3,000 colleges and universities, so much choice and option, we are grateful that you chose your education and future at Middle Georgia State. We hope that we have earned your respect and that you will become goodwill ambassadors of our mission to future generations. Thank you and congratulations again to all of you. Now, to our guests, to family and friends in the audience, please would you remain at your seat until the last graduate has left the floor. But for now, would please everyone rise for the recessional.